tell you why I'm so happy. Because it looks like there's a new couple in Hollywood. Aaron Pierre, that's Tayana. They have been spotted together several times recently, but they seemingly made it official after the Oscars. So they both posted these pictures.
It was supposed to be just another episode. Fans tuned in like they always do, snacks in hand, phones ready to tweet every shocking line or eye-roll-worthy moment. But what nobody saw coming was that scene. The kiss that dropped jaws, stopped hearts, and sent timelines into absolute chaos. 1 minute, the characters were arguing under dim lights in the middle of a quiet, rain-drenched street, and the next, they were on each other like their lives depended on it. It was electric. It was raw. And it was way too real to just be acting. Bed of Roses had always been a drama-filled roller coaster, but this was another level. It was as if all the tension that had been brewing between the two lead characters finally exploded in a way no one was ready for. And the craziest part? Fans couldn't decide whether they were watching a scripted scene or a confession. Because that kiss didn't just feel passionate, it felt personal. By the time the scene faded to black, social media had already caught fire. Tweets poured in within seconds. "I'm sweating," one user posted, while another said, "That was not acting." I don't care what anyone says. GIFs of the moment were everywhere. Fans making TikToks with dramatic voiceovers, rewatching the scene in slow motion to catch every look, every sigh, every lip tremble. The fandom was spiraling and loving every second of it. But here's the wild part. This wasn't some mid-season finale moment. It was a regular episode. No huge promo, no teaser warning viewers that something monumental was about to happen. The build-up had been subtle, just enough to keep fans guessing. The lead characters had always had tension, a look here, a lingering touch there, but nothing confirmed. That's what made this kiss so explosive. It wasn't expected. And yet, when it happened, it made perfect sense. The characters had just gone through one of the most intense confrontations of the series. Secrets had been exposed. Loyalties tested. One of them was trembling with rage, the other with heartbreak. The argument turned into silence. And that silence? That was louder than anything they could have said. It was as if the storm outside matched the storm between them. And then they kissed. Not like two people pretending. Like two people who had been holding it in for far too long. Viewers weren't the only ones stunned. Even cast members started reposting fan edits and reaction memes. One supporting actor tweeted, "Been knew it was coming, but damn." The official account of Bed of Roses simply posted a rose emoji and a flame. No caption needed. Everyone knew exactly what moment they were referring to. And while fans were screaming into their pillows over the kiss, the internet did what the internet does best, digging. People started pulling up old interviews with the actors. Moments where they laughed a little too hard at each other's jokes. Photos from red carpet events where their hands touched for just a second longer than necessary. And those behind-the-scenes bloopers? Suddenly being viewed in a whole new light. The chemistry was undeniable. So now the question wasn't just about the characters, but about the actors too. Were they together? Or had they simply become too good at playing pretend? In one interview clip that resurfaced within hours of the episode airing, the male lead was asked who he had the most fun working with on set. He smiled, almost nervously before saying, "You already know who." The interviewer pressed further, asking if that meant there was something off-screen. The actor laughed it off, saying, "Nah, we just click. That's all." But now, fans weren't buying it. And then there was her interview. The female lead had always been careful with her words. But during a press junket last month, she was asked if she'd ever caught real feelings for a co-star. She hesitated, looked off camera, and then said, "Sometimes the line between real and fiction gets blurry. That's all I'll say." Blurry. That word stuck. It started trending. Because after that kiss, things weren't just blurry, they were blazing. The behind-the-scenes buzz only made things more intense. Insiders started leaking whispers about what really went down during the filming of the kiss. Some said it wasn't in the script, that the director had called cut before it happened, but the actors just kept going. Others said the script only called for a hug, but in the moment, the chemistry took over and they ran with it. The director, in a now viral Q&A, said with a grin, "What you saw wasn't planned, but we kept it because it was perfect." Perfect? That's one way to put it. Fans were calling it the most unforgettable scene of the series. Edits flooded TikTok. Some showed the kiss over romantic music. Others slowed it down to highlight the trembling hands, the way she leaned into him, how his eyes stayed closed even after the kiss ended. People were obsessed. And suddenly, the storyline of Bed of Roses wasn't just being watched, it was being felt. But with all that buzz came questions. What did this mean for the show? Was this a turning point for the characters? A one-time mistake? Or the beginning of something bigger? Episode previews hinted at tension, regret, and secrets being exposed. But fans weren't waiting for the next episode. They wanted answers now. And while the show's team stayed mostly silent, the two stars remained active on social media. Sort of. She posted a photo of roses on her IG story. No caption, just roses. He reposted a video edit of the kiss with the song "Too Much" playing in the background. Subtle, but not really. Then came the bombshell. The pair were spotted at a late-night diner 2 days after the episode aired. No cameras, no publicist, just them, sitting close, talking like they'd known each other forever. A fan snapped a blurry photo from across the restaurant and posted it online with a caption, "Is it real, or are we being played?" That single image reignited everything. Now, it wasn't just about the show, it was about them. And suddenly, everyone was watching their every move. More footage leaked. A video of them on set laughing in between takes. Another of them walking off after filming that scene, their hands brushing just slightly. Fans dissected every second. One popular theory suggested that the entire kiss was a soft launch for their real-life relationship. Another claimed it was all PR, perfectly timed to boost the show's ratings. But if that were true, why did it feel so authentic? People don't fake the kind of chemistry that makes the room feel hotter just by watching a screen. There was something about the way they looked at each other in that moment, the kind of look you can't rehearse. It made viewers feel like they were intruding on something real. As more and more fan edits, think pieces, and reaction videos flooded the internet, it became clear. Bed of Roses had officially gone from hit show to cultural obsession. And it was all because of that one scene. But the fire didn't stop there. In the latest teaser for next week's episode, the aftermath of the kiss looks intense. Their characters are avoiding each other. Whispers spread. Someone finds out. There's a slap. A confrontation. And in the background, a single red rose on a desk. Wilted. Symbolism? Absolutely. The promo ends with a voiceover. One kiss changed everything. Now, there's no going back. And just like that, fans were back in a frenzy. What did it mean? Were they regretting it? Hiding it? Was this the start of a scandal? Or just the beginning of something beautiful? People started theorizing even harder. One popular thread on Twitter laid out a 10-point theory explaining how the kiss tied back to a moment from season 1, a forgotten promise, a line that once seemed innocent but now carried weight. Another thread suggested the kiss would lead to betrayal, heartbreak, and a shocking twist involving a third character. Fans weren't just watching, they were investigating. Even celebrities began chiming in. A-list fans of the show reposted the kiss scene, adding captions like "Phew" and "They ate ye." One actress tweeted, "If they don't end up together after this, I'm suing." And just when it seemed like the internet couldn't get any more obsessed, a leaked script page surfaced. It wasn't confirmed, but it looked real. And it hinted at a flashback scene revealing that the characters had kissed before, years ago. That kiss? Hidden from the audience until now. If true, it would flip the entire story on its head. Suddenly, everything made more sense. The tension, the longing, the pain behind every argument. It wasn't just chemistry, it was history. Fans lost it. "They've been in love this whole time, and we didn't even know?" One user tweeted. TikTokers began making comparison videos, showing scenes from earlier seasons that now felt completely different. That one time he looked at her during a wedding scene? That wasn't acting. That was regret. And as the theory caught fire, So did the hype. Ravenous, breathless, electric. Hashtag Bed of Roses kiss didn't just trend. It exploded across timelines, holding its place for 3 straight days like a crown no one dared to knock off. Edits flooded TikTok. Fanfic writers barely slept. Merch dropped overnight. Shirts screaming, "That wasn't acting," in bold serif across the chest, mugs stamped with blurry lines in delicate cursive, like a secret only the fandom understood. It wasn't just a ship anymore, it was a movement. A fever dream. The fandom, already loyal, transformed into something louder, more feral, more certain. They weren't just watching a show, they were watching something happen. But beneath all the screams, threads, and trending hashtags, there was a single, pulsing question no one could shake off. Were the actors actually falling for each other in real life? The paparazzi, like vultures circling a spark, swooped in. And they delivered. Blurry photos surfaced, never quite clear, but always suggestive. A shared ride at midnight, windows slightly fogged. A quiet coffee run in hoodies and sunglasses. A familiar gray hoodie. His hoodie, fans were convinced, peeking from the corner of her Instagram story, carelessly tossed over the arm of a couch. Still, not a single word. No confirmation. No denial. Just that undeniable, humming energy. The producers? Silent, smug, and clearly savoring the free press. But someone, an assistant director, a sound tech, no one official, allegedly whispered to a gossip blog, let's just say, when they filmed that scene, the whole set went silent. Everyone felt it. And honestly, so did we. Because whatever it was, pure acting, accidental magic, or something far more personal, that kiss scene did exactly what it was meant to. It reached through the screen and grabbed us. It reminded us why we fall for stories in the first place. Not for the plot, not even for the characters, but for that one fleeting, fragile thing, the spark, the mystery, the emotion, the butterflies in your throat. And now, the only thing the fans want more than answers is more. One kiss. That's all it took. And just like that, Bed of Roses will never be the same again.